Okay guys, in this video I will be going over a couple of announcements about the project that I have planned for the series, and I'm also going to be making a little meal out here today just to do a simple video just to show you guys what you can make in a little camp stove. And also later on I will kind of go over the ideas that I am having to upgrade my flint knapping shack. So I'm going to get started by making myself a cup of joe. That coffee's smelling pretty good right now. It's not quite done yet, but it's getting there. Now, if you've never made coffee this way, this is called Cowboy Coffee. And Cowboy Coffee is super simple to brew up here. All you need to do is just pour some coffee grounds into your water, and then obviously heat your water. And there is a little technique to actually getting these grounds to settle down. Okay, so as you can see, this coffee is starting to bubble a little bit through the grounds, which is kind of what I'm wanting. Now, I'm not stirring this at all. I am just letting this do its thing. First of all, I don't want to get any coffee grounds on my spoon. I just have it out in case I need it. And as you can see, it's starting to boil here a little bit. Oh, shit. Start to boil over a little bit. I'd say she's done. That's the first time I've actually been making Cowboy Coffee on my stove, and it almost boiled over. Alright, let's go ahead and check out this coffee. And for those of you who are wondering, this is Black Rifle Packed Squatch coffee. And right now, pretty much all the coffee grounds have settled down. What you want to do, tap it like this once it cools down enough, and all those grounds will actually go down to the actual bottom. Sorry if I'm messing up my words. I haven't had any caffeine today. That's why I made myself a cup of Cowboy Coffee out here in the woods before I start making this meal for you guys. That meal that I'm planning on making is a simple American meal. Something that pretty much everybody here in the United States has, rather year-round or specifically over the summer. I will be enjoying my coffee. Let this thing cool down and enjoying it before I actually start cooking for you guys. But I did add a little bit of extra water into this to help cool this down, to be able to actually separate the coffee grains from the actual coffee so we can drink it. Because first of all, I need my caffeine. Secondly, I need something to drink because I'm thirsty. Now, say that you're not a big fan of coffee because of the acidity. There is one simple trick I'm going to tell you. Is to throw a little bit of salt in with the coffee, rather the coffee grounds or the coffee itself after it's brewed. Like throwing in a pinch of salt helps to neutralize the acidity in the coffee, and it helps to bring out some of the natural like nutty flavors and whatever else may be in that coffee, which actually makes almost a perfect cup of coffee. Don't really need a whole lot in it, just a little bit. I will be making is a bacon cheeseburger. Okay, so don't worry. I will go in and rinse my hands off over in the stream real quick, and I'll be right back with you. Now, something else I'm also going to do before I start cooking is go clean this guy off. I'm also going to grab a couple strips of bacon and throw in there as well to cook those too. This is one of my most favorite brands and flavors of bacon. Oh, that's smelling really, really good. Okay, I am going to go rinse my hands off again, at least just this hand. Oh, that ain't good. It's sticking to it. Second burger may not turn out that well. Man, this smells so good though. So I may as well just kind of go ahead and break this guy right here up. I was making a different kind of sandwich with it. If I can come up with something with it, the stuff I got, so. That's still retaining its shape. But right now it's still pretty undercooked, so. I'm going to be using this as a little windscreen. I think we're done cooking. So this is the beginning of a good meal, minus all this stuff down here that was supposed to be the second burger. This burger does look pretty good so far. So let's just see. Burger made out in the woods. Yeah, that burger was pretty good, not gonna lie. Kind of hit the spot. And it kind of hit a little different too. Just because I made a burger, bacon cheeseburger, out here in the woods. Now it's time to get into the announcements. For that series I want to make, redoing my hobo shelter, if you want to call it that. What I want to do is I want to do the walls in sandstone and some kind of mortar. I'm just trying to figure out like what kind of material to use as the mortar. I do want to do some tests first with sediment. Now there is little patches of clay here and there, but that's probably not going to be enough to actually do what I want to do. So I'm planning on using the sediment just to see if it can be used. But that's the challenging part, is trying to figure out if it's actually going to work or not. So if you guys have any ideas on if it will, or even if you know if it will work, let me know in the comment sections. That way I can figure something out. You know, I'm not going to go out there and I'm not going to spend a buttload of money on actual mortar to do this project. Like, I want to do everything just from the landscape itself. And it's going to be challenging, but I want to give that a try. Now, I'm also looking at redoing the roof as well. So I'm just looking at taking some trees, some dead trees or green, depending on what I find that's going to be big enough for this, and splitting them down the middle, and then basically making shingles out of them that way. Now, if I have to, I'll throw a tarp on, but I'm also looking at putting in some kind of window, or windows, like 3 windows in particular, 1 at the front and 2 in the back. Then I'm also looking at making a door. And I'm also planning on making a fireplace for in there, like an actual fireplace. And I'm also looking at putting in kind of like a sandstone floor too. But there is a little bit of extra work I need to do to the shelter first before I actually, before I actually start working on it. What I need to do is I need to get 4 more pieces of wood to act like supports, and to also be, actually looking at it now, I need more than 4 pieces. I need about 6 pieces of wood in total to finish the frame off, and then I can start working on that, which that's not going to take any time at all. It's fine. I also have to find a couple Y branches that are thick enough, and I know that the actual walls themselves are going to take me ages to do. It's probably going to take me about maybe a month at the least to get rather one of the walls done or all of them done, because I don't know exactly how much I'm going to be needing or how big the stones are going to be. That's just a rough guesstimate for one wall. Now also, I'm looking at making that chimney and fireplace out of the same exact material. I don't know how well it's going to work. I don't know if it's going to work, and I don't know if it's going to last. But I'm trying to make a shelter that's going to last year round, that can use for hunting, trapping, you name it. Pretty much I'm planning on doing it, especially once I get the required licensing here in my state to do some of those things. I want to get into trapping, but I don't have my trapping license yet, so I need to go out there and take the classes and get my trapping license, which I'm looking at showing some of that stuff on here once I do get that stuff done and out of the way. Now I've got so many ideas going through my head every single day on what to do for a video, but what I do need is your ideas. There's going to be a lot that's going to go into this. It's going to take me a while, obviously. It's not going to be an overnight thing. I also want to make sure that this is going to be interesting for you guys, like doing a little renovation kind of thing to my flint knapping. Like, I desperately do need to actually redo this whole shelter. The frame itself is actually still in pretty good shape. So I just made this thing like a year ago, I want to say. So what I will do is I will show you guys a little bit of what it looks like at the moment, just to kind of give you guys an idea of why I want to upgrade it and actually make it better, because it looks really, really bad right now. So this right here is my flint knapping shelter. And as you can see, still relatively solid. It does wobble a little bit. It's been in here for about a year. These tarps are not in the best shape. This door here is just a piece of plastic. Obviously, it's been curled up from being out in the wind and the rain and snow and the sun, and it's not in the best shape, so I want to upgrade this. These were my makeshift windows. They're not the best in the world, and like, yeah, I really do need to redo this whole entire thing. Granted, yes, this is not the nicest looking shelter, but it has lasted about a year. I want to have a shelter I can stay in year round, because there's a lot that's going to go into this to actually make it look good. I know this video was not like my usual videos of making stuff out here in the woods. I just wanted to do something kind of simple and easy and hopefully entertaining. And also, I just want to say thank you for watching this video, and make sure you guys do give me some ideas on what I can and cannot use for making my shelter better, because I need as many ideas as I can get, and I need your help here because I'm trying to figure out exactly what to use. So thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. This is the Bushcraft Viking. I'll see you guys around.